Starting a nursery can be scary, even if you've worked in childcare before. There are a lot of things that you need to consider that go beyond just looking after children. Although it will be an exciting journey owning your own childcare business, it will be demanding, and it is important that you are fully prepared. Learning what are the rules and regulations around owning your own childcare business is a crucial aspect in being fully prepared. Due to the sensitive nature of childcare, the amount of red tape around this specific area should come as no surprise. So in this video, I hope that I can give you a better understanding of the rules and regulations around running your own childcare business and running your own nursery, so that you can be better prepared setting up your own nursery. But first, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel Open a Nursery with myself, Kurt Liania, where I teach you to open, run and grow your own childcare business. If you're serious about opening and running your own childcare business, then stick around to the end. There, I will show you how you can do this in the fastest way possible and in the best way, with support. Throughout the UK, nurseries have to register with a regulatory body and adhere to legal standards. For the purposes of this video, we will focus on England. However, if you have any questions around setting up a nursery in Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland, do not hesitate to contact me. Either drop me an email or drop a question in the comment section. The first legislation that you need to be aware of if you want to open a nursery, or even if you just work in childcare, is the Childcare Act 2006. This act is a UK Public General Act that regulates the powers and duties of local authorities and other bodies in England in relation to the improvement of well-being in young children, as well as the provision of childcare and information to parents and other persons, and the regulation and inspection of childcare provisions in England. The part of it that is relevant to you is that it states that any form of care for a child, including education or any other supervised activity, is classified as childcare, which means that most childcare providers caring for children under 8 years old must register with Ofsted, or where applicable, a childminder agency, unless the law specifies that they do not need to. So for example, you may not need to register if you run a creche, temporary provision or some tutoring or coaching clubs. As a result, one of your first legal obligations is to register with Ofsted if you plan to open up a nursery in England. This applies to anyone who plans to care for children under the age of 8 for more than 2 hours a day. The registration requirements slightly differ depending on whether you plan to open your nursery from your own home, which is called childcare on domestic premises, or whether you plan to open it in its own dedicated building, known as childcare on non-domestic premises. I provide support on how to do both of these on the courses Open Nursery in just 6 months without a massive budget, which covers non-domestic premises, and Open Nursery from your home, which covers domestic premises. So if you want support in either of these, I'll post a link in the description where you can find out more about them. Though registering with Ofsted allows an individual or an organisation to provide care for children. It is Ofsted's responsibility to ensure that those that are suitable and ready to provide care for children are registered. To register, you simply apply online, and the course which I mentioned shows you the process of how to do so, ensuring that you complete your registration successfully. At the same time as registering with Ofsted, or even before you register, you will need to complete a DBS check in order to set up your nursery and complete your registration. A DBS check is needed for all applicants and any other individuals connected with the application. This includes all individuals who are over the age of 16 years old who are living within the home if you're applying for childcare on domestic premises. This process can be cumbersome as it can take a while for your application to come back, and the process isn't the quickest. Because of this, I recommend applying for your DBS as early as possible so that it doesn't delay your Ofsted registration process. Once you have then applied, you can then register your DBS on the update service so that you don't have to keep reapplying, which is important because if you don't register on the update service and you submit your application more than 3 months after you receive a DBS, you will need to apply for a new DBS, which is not only a needless expenditure, it also wastes more of your time. As well as your DBS, when registering with Ofsted, you will need to complete their health declaration booklet. This is to let Ofsted know of any health problems you may have and any medications that you are currently taking. This rarely affects your application, but it is important for Ofsted to know to assess your suitability and to figure out if there are any measures or adjustments that need to take place in order to support you. Another important aspect that you need to be aware of is the EYFS. I have done a video previously explaining in detail what the EYFS is, so if you want to know more about this, then make sure you check out that video. But to summarise, the EYFS, which is produced by the Department of Education, includes requirements for the provision of young children's safeguarding and welfare and their learning and development, which all providers on the Early Years Register must meet. It also provides guidance on good practice. If you haven't already watched that video, make sure you do to learn about the importance of the EYFS. You also need to adhere to other Ofsted requirements, like ratio requirements, building size ratios, and staff qualifications. All these requirements can be found in the EYFS strategy framework. Additional legal requirements when setting up a nursery include ensuring your premises comply with planning and building control regulations. You must comply with the requirements of your local authority environmental health department and your local fire authority. Ofsted has a protocol with the fire service that sets out the requirements with regards to fire safety. Other things you need to be aware of with regards to Ofsted's responsibility is the preparation and cooking of your food. So you need to adhere to the FSA's guidance on this. In addition, you'll also have employment law obligations to meet, such as ensuring that all staff are issued with fully compliant employment contracts. That's most of the rules and regulations that you need to follow in order to open your own nursery. I hope that this video has given you an insight into the registration process, as well as showing you the rules and regulations around setting up your own nursery. Once you are registered, Ofsted will regularly assess the suitability of your nursery to make sure that you continue to follow the national standards. But don't worry, it just sounds a little complicated and overwhelming. To assist you further in opening your own nursery, I've created a step-by-step guide and course detailing everything that you need to do in order to open your own nursery. So it's never been easier to open your own nursery. It's literally a step-by-step guide showing you everything that you need to do. You just have to follow the steps, and by the end of it, you will own your own nursery. It starts with researching your area and finding your own building, and ends with marketing and getting children through your door and everything in between. So if this has ever been your dream, click the link in the description and in the comments and get started now. But before you go over there and click that link, to make getting started even easier, you can get an extra 10% off the course using discount code YouTube1. Just put in the code YouTube1 at checkout. So head over there now. I look forward to supporting you. God bless.